Don in London. Hello. My video's all about recovery from addiction to substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour equally addictive towards people, places, things, collecting, trying to be perfect and never so, and trying to fit in with life, fit in or try and control it, not sure which. But it was a mess, and what did I do to try and alleviate my problems? I guess I used drink, alcohol, as the way to get out of myself, to escape from reality. And what I discovered after a while, alcohol ruled me rather than me being in control of alcohol. And this happens to some of us, because that is just the way life is. Some of us have a malady, and that is the ism of addiction. So alcoholism, now in recovery one day at a time. November 19th. November's going very quickly for me. Here I share information about how recovery can work one day at a time and what helped me. And what was it? Well, it wasn't me so much as Providence, really, being involved or getting involved in a fellowship called Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't speak for it, never can, never will. It's full of unique, authentic people who speak for themselves where they will. And that's important, because in fellowship, meetings, seeing people face to face is so critical, so that we can share experience, strength and hope on a daily basis, or whenever we can get to meetings. And part of the reason why I do these videos, sometimes meetings are not available or we're too far away from them. So just one voice of many, and it's the many voices which count, because we get to lean on fellowship rather than one person. One of the things I learned in recovery is if we try and lean on one person too much, then we find ourselves over-reliant on one person trying to help us, and that's a very unhealthy relationship. So fellowship works because it's unity, service and recovery for me. And I share about how AA is and helps me through the literature, and just explaining what it is from this little card here, available at all meetings who may have enough money to buy literature. And these are straitened times, so some meetings have no literature or very little. Hence I do these videos just to share a little bit about AA and what's working for me today. So what is AA? Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. This is why I do these videos. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I just looked at that. It was brought, this particular version of the fellowship preamble came out in 1947, and there are other versions, and there are other versions of recovery too. So if you don't like AA, there's something out there for you somewhere. But I've found that AA is my primary source of experience, strength and hope to keep sober one day at a time. And here I share from this book, The Daily Reflections, what it covers. It covers the 12 steps of the action for individuals and the 12 traditions which hold the fellowship together around unity, service and recovery. So the 12 steps to be open, honest and willing to change on a daily basis, to meet life on life's terms rather than the terms that we would like. So living reality rather than fantasy. And the daily reflection for today is all about reality to an extent, and prayer and meditation. November 19th. The whole month is devoted to prayer and meditation in this book, Daily Reflections. And it says, I was slipping fast. We AAs are active folk, enjoying the satisfactions of dealing with the realities of life, not the fantasies. So it isn't surprising that we often tend to slight serious meditation and prayer as something not really necessary, and that happens when we're feeling happy. We don't need to bother. everything's all right, so I don't need to do that anymore. I've learned differently. Goes on to say, I had been slipping away from the program for some time, but it took a death threat from a terminal disease to bring me back, and particularly to the practice of the 11th step, prayer meditation, of our blessed fellowship. Although I had 15 years of sobriety and was still very active in the program, I knew that the quality of my sobriety had slipped badly, and we know this when we're not really in touch with what's going on. 18 months later, a checkup revealed a malignant tumour and a prognosis of certain death within 6 months. Despair settled in when I enrolled in a rehab program, after which I suffered 2 small strokes which revealed 2 large brain tumours. I mean, this chap got it bad. As I kept hitting new bottoms, I had to ask myself, why was this happening to me? The simple answer is, we still get all the ailments. You know, there's no sort of shield from medical conditions or anything else. Why was this happening to me? God allowed me to recognize my dishonesty and to become teachable again. In other words, humility. Humility is the ability to keep on learning through adversity and through happy times. Miracles began to happen, but primarily I relearned the whole meaning of the 11th step. My physical condition has improved dramatically, but my illness is minor compared to what I almost lost completely, which is emotional and spiritual well-being. So no matter what happens to us in recovery, and we are going to face hardship, tragedy, joyfulness, all of what life has to offer. And in my case, I got type 1 diabetes from a virus, and I got properly diagnosed with clinical depression. So what works for me, emotional and spiritual, is fellowship, being open, honest and willing to change with humility, and take advice where I need it from medical professionals about how to keep as well as I can and on the same playing field as everybody else, which is emotional, spiritual and realistic about life. What helps me? The simple prayer and meditation, which works in the moment, any time of day, and often makes me ask for help rather than try and struggle on my own, is the Serenity Prayer. And I'll finish on that. And it goes like this: to God or good conscience, depending on your belief system, which is unique and authentic to you, always. Prayer meditation can work. So, to God or good conscience, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is just for today.